Welcome to Have History Will Travel. I am your host, the Wilder Historian, and welcome to Historical Newspapers, where I read articles from newspapers gone by and help add context to the event. With the release of the Deadwood movie and the general fascination with the West, I wanted to read the report of Wild Bill Hickok's death and biography. A few months after his murder, this newspaper wrote a large article about the life and death of Wild Bill, and I thought you all would like to hear it. The True Northerner, September 15th, 1876, Paw, Michigan. Wild Bill the Scout, what an old associate says of him. Jack Malone, a frontiersman, furnishes the St. Louis Globe-Democrat with some interesting incidents in the life of Wild Bill, alias James B. Hickok, who was killed at Deadwood City a short time since by Jack McCall, a Black Hills desperado. Hickok was a native of Illinois, and his mother and sisters yet live near Galena, in that state. His brother, named William, is a wagon boss in New Mexico. According to Malone, Wild Bill was the only frontiersman who would take his pistols off and fight a square fight with anyone who wanted to settle a dispute in that way. He was always anxious to avoid a quarrel, but if he found he was going to be forced into one, took good care to get the drop on his enemy, and he was a sure shot. He would rather indulge in poker than eat, on one occasion having played in his last earthly possession a Black and Tan Terrier. Bill was generous to a fault, Mr. Malone continued in his remarks to the reporter, and although he had found it necessary to kill about a score of men in his time, still it is to be regretted that he himself was shot down without a show. In 1860, Bill was driving a bull team at Leavenworth, but afterward took a train to Denver, Colorado. One of his first fights was with a gang in Doverton, 2 miles above Fort Kearny. In 1865, while the deceased was keeping a livery stable at Springfield, Missouri, he quarreled with Joe Tutt over a card table, and next day Mr. Tutt was gathered to his fathers, being shot through the heart in the public square. Wild Bill never waited to see the effect of his shot, but wheeled at Tutt's friends and asked if any more shooting was wanted by them. They appeared to be satisfied. Wild Bill's next difficulty was with 8 or 10 soldiers of the 7th Cavalry, who invited him into a bar room at Hays City to take a drink. While standing at the bar, he was knocked down by one of the bluecoats. The minute he was struck to the floor, his pistol was out, and unfortunately he killed a man who was trying to make peace, and also another who participated in the attack. Hickok then fled and subsequently turned up as Marshal of Abilene, Kansas. Here it was that he killed a brother of McCall, the man that murdered him. During the last year or two, Bill had been playing the gentleman in Kansas City, St. Louis, and elsewhere, organizing Black Hills expeditions. TV westerns of the mid-20th century made the West out to be a dangerous place, and this article depicts the kills of Wild Bill, but in his life, we know of only 6, maybe 7 kills. He was not the man the dime novels made him out to be. That's not to take away from the westerns. I grew up on them, and that is why I named the channel Have History Will Travel. I got the inspiration from Have Gun Will Travel. In the article it says that Jack McCall was taking revenge out for Wild Bill killing his brother. In fact, Jack McCall did not have a brother. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.